Okay, stay in focus, you cheap whore. I want to know who wrote and edited this. I don't want to be a jerk if it turns out to be his wife or kids or something. The stars align for Mike Miller. Insert the Paris Hilton video. I think I might get in trouble for that. No, not that video, the other one. Believe it or not, she was a singer for a while. She's actually pretty good. I think MAGA 7 is going to do well because it seems like the stars are aligned. You have Antifa, BLM destroying the nation. People are seeing these Marxists who want to destroy America. But because it's happening in deeply blue Oregon and Washington, the mayors and governors wouldn't stop it because they thought it hurt Trump. I'm not so sure it does. People are watching cities get destroyed by Bolsheviks and wondering why Trump wasn't doing anything. Because it's a states' rights issue. If the governor wants to stop it, he tells the police to stop it, or he sends in the state militia. First of all, the police themselves could stop the riots simply by using Liberty devices. A 55 grain .223 will go right through the shields Antifa is using. You have the right to peaceful assembly. You don't have the right to arson buildings. Actually, I wonder if the mayors and governors could be brought up on charges for the damage caused by the rioters, or at least civilly for negligence. But I mean, now that I think about it, they probably have some immunity for negligence, but perhaps not for the higher standards of reckless or intentional conduct. Anyway, on top of that, you have the media. No Alex Jones. It's not controlled by Chi-Com or Russia. This media is gaslighting for Antifa and BLM. They don't show the videos of BLM attacking people. And when someone defends themselves, the media will edit the video to craft a narrative. It's quickly becoming clear to normies that the media is lying to you to push a globalist agenda. Trump gave a speech last night in front of Mount Rushmore that fired people up. I didn't catch it because talk is very cheap with Trump. Hey buddy, where's that wall? Why is Kushner leading you around? Allegedly, he said he's tired of Kushner's woke stuff. Kushner was in charge of Trump's re-election campaign. If you don't get rid of Kushner, you're not getting re-elected. So up until recently, I was a bit worried about MAGA 7 finding an enthusiastic audience. But as the BLM violence got worse, it seemed like people were looking for something to rally behind. And Trump's Rushmore speech did it. People are finding their enthusiasm again. People on Twitter were really pumped up about that speech. I might have to go back and watch it, but it's an hour and 45 minutes of Trumpisms. Ugh. I don't know if I can take that. But it really upset The Hill and the typical liberal shill media. And basically, you can use The Hill or Vox, Slate, Salon, all those BuzzFeed type sites. If something is upsetting them, then it's on the side of the angels, or at least it's something you want to look into, because they're pretty much just 180 degrees to anything sane and normie. Anyway, so if Mike had a bigger platform, it would definitely help, because with Indiegogo, you bring in what you have with you, your crowd. And like you get celebrity or people, sort of celebrities. I guess in the modern age, these are celebrities. Dean Cain and Caitlyn Bennett and all these kind of people who, even if they really push your project, it helps you pushing your project is what helps more than having a celebrity, unless it's somebody just like if you get Steven Crowder, yeah, he could sell a project pretty well. But I do remember that live stream where Mike told people to unsub. That is a Darwin award right there, because the people who unsubbed would have eventually come around to your side of things. But by telling them to piss off, you made it personal. It was one of the most insane things I have ever seen in marketing. Another thing that hurts him is he doesn't make daily 10-minute videos. He's got all this great insight into art and the industry, but he does live streams where he's playing video games. Hey Mike, you're 50. Sell the video game machines. Make daily videos. Grow your audience. Sell more comics. When I would go for my dog walks at night, and I would see that he would pop up in the playlist playing a video game. Like, you realize that your YouTube, you are your marketing. YouTube is your marketing. Nobody wants to see you play video games. I know. he's very sensitive to criticism. It turns out that artists and writers are very, very sensitive, even if you're generally on their side. I remember reading someone, I won't name them because that dude was pissed. His Indiegogo campaign, I made a couple of mild corrections. The guy was not cool with mild corrections. You got to know when people are on your side and when people are not on your side. And if people are roasting you lightly, that doesn't mean they're not on your side, because they're still dealing with you. Anyway. So he's got to make these 10-minute videos and feed the algorithm. That's what YouTube is all about. It demands a daily 10-minute video. The videos don't even have to be great. It's people go to your channel, they see you've got daily content. Maybe they like 1 out of 5. They can tell by the headline. They'll subscribe, and that's all it takes. And then over time, your daily videos will get better. I don't make daily videos on YouTube anymore because I'm making more content for Bitchute, at least for a while the political situation is so red hot. Political videos get a lot of views on Bitchute, where if you put them on YouTube, they will hide them. Here's the funny thing. I have a very small channel on Bitchute. Political videos on Bitchute might get, a good one might get 300 views. But on YouTube, videos get 300, my political videos will get 300 views. That's almost mathematically impossible if it happened organically. Bitchute is probably 1% of the potential interaction market that YouTube is. So, and YouTube, it's no secret that they mess with the algorithm. You see people's channels get stuck at, like 130,000. It's like, you watch them, you go, this doesn't quite make sense. I'm seeing a very funny person who's got a lot of personality, and the channel's just sitting there. That doesn't happen organically. Anyway, MAGA 7 looks fantastic, but the Indiegogo, this front splash page description, it needs some editing. It is a bit verbose. Next time, have an adult help you edit it, and God, I hope it wasn't his wife or his kid who did it. Anyway, a cover by EVS or John Malin would be a great way to bring everyone together. John and Ethan actually aren't Satan, and most of us who are watching from the sidelines would like to see you guys act your age and stop acting like catty high school girls with PMS. With all that's going on with Antifa, BLM, and the media, it should make you realize that you guys are roughly on the same side, and the people who follow you are roughly on the same side. Pride is a sin, just not that big a deal. Get over it. Anyway, and the thing is, it's like if you compromise and keep compromising to be diverse and inclusive, well then you're not yourself anymore, and you're not your movement anymore. Like, Comicsgate is all things to all people. No, it's not, because then it's nothing. It was started vaguely right of center, normie, conservative type people who look at the nonsense in comics. That's what it is. It's gonna have a certain crowd to it. And if you try to open it up to everyone, then you're losing your core audience, and you're making the same mistakes that mainstream comics did by opening. Mainstream comics was just normie fare for normies and normie stand, but they tried to open it up to the far left, and you lose your normies. So don't do that. If you just ask John and Ethan to do a cover, they might say no, but so what? Honestly, if they laughed at you and made videos where they laughed at telling you no, that would make them look very small and petty. The Comicsgate Civil War has gone on long enough. It's time all the old crew got back together. I want to see a super live stream with everyone. Angleteen, Tristan, Just Some Guy, GDA, Nurkish, Edwin, Mike, Cecil, Tim Lim, Antonio Bryce, Doug Tenaple, but only for like 5 minutes. Even Ro Kumar. And whoever else fell by the wayside over the years. But whatever, you can lead a whore to the clinic. Here's the thing. Ethan doesn't need to help anyone, but I don't understand why he wouldn't want to help. Surely he must realize that when you fight with dozens of people, the odds are that your behavior had something to do with it. Why not be the bigger man and start building bridges? But what do I know? I'm just a reasonable, mature adult who sees this behavior and just doesn't understand it. Because like I said, most of us are reasonable, mature adults. Anyway, this looks great. But he goes on to this description. And I want to know who wrote this before I rip it. It's it just goes on. Okay, little paragraph there. I think effective use of white space. Take breaks for the eyes to, you know what I'm saying? This is just writing 101. It goes on with these italics and boldface and then boldface italics. And then keeps going on about, he says, okay. If I read the whole thing, it would take 20 minutes. This is a political comic, but it's satire. It's not a tract. Period. And it shows that conservatives can have a lot of fun. And makes great entertainment for everyone who isn't a snowflake. Safe space, SJW. Granted, this book will trigger anyone who matches that description. Ellipse. But, capitalized, normal people will get a great kick. Who wrote this? Come on, man. It's not... Okay, there's a couple things wrong with it. The writing in and of itself needs some editing. The format also needs work. The syntax, the cadence need work. Honestly, if you had Ethan write it for you, I mean, it would be asking a lot, but he's really funny. If you had anyone write it for you, like Tim Lim can write. Richard, no, he's a little too verbose too. Just have somebody look it over, and when they say, "Oh, you should probably get rid of this," just do it. Just edit it out. And I mean, I hope his kid didn't write it, because I feel like a total fucking jerk. I'm just saying it needs a little editing, and it just goes on and on. I mean, it's good. It's like it's almost there. It's 90% there. And I read the whole thing, but that's a long paragraph in small font. Usually you might indent. You might indent here or end the paragraph right about here. Will this one comic book do that? No, period. Of course not, period. At least not alone, period. I think JDA is a writer. Maybe you could have him take a look at it. It's a step in that direction, and will hopefully make a greater impact as the years and the successful campaigns and comics keep coming. Mike has already raised and fulfilled over $400,000 with campaigns with Blacklist Comics in the past 2 years alone. And he's got a proven track record of successfully selling comics. That's great. That proven track record is probably like your first sentence, because it tells people looking at the comic that he has a history of giving you the product that you ordered. So I would probably open with that. It's like, this isn't a scam. I've sold almost 500,000 comics. I've got a successful track record. You're going to get what you ordered. You're going to like it. It's funny as hell. That little paragraph I just spoke is probably what you want to lead with. But honestly, have somebody who actually has talent lead like the whole... I don't know if you can edit this after you post it. The thing is, you should have had... this is like 13 minutes. I hope he's not watching this last part, because the last time I did this is someone's campaign. I did this to 2 other campaigns, and they didn't go over well. So I got nothing but love for Mike. That's a great shot. Maybe lead with that. Or, this is a great shot too, because I don't even need to know who the guy is in the history. It's just a great, with the shadows, as you've done it. You did that really well. Okay, I'm going to criticize this. The Liberty device. I know you're into Liberty devices, but you're not a Liberty device guy. And there's a difference between people who are like into the technical side of them. And I'm not into the technical side. I'm into target shooting. I love target shooting, but I'm not like a Liberty device guy who is into the technical side of it. But you should have had somebody look over the design of this. She's got like 30-06 shells on her belt. That looks like 7.62 because it's a real short mag. Then you got a 40 millimeter. And then you have something that's longer than 7.62 and shorter than 9. And where does it feed? That's the 40 millimeter underslung, and that's the whatever that is, 7.62 on top. And then you look like you have a barrel for the I don't know. I mean, Russia has like a I don't know who makes it. It's like a 8x25. That might be that, and you're saying it feeds up there. It doesn't quite make sense. I would just, I mean, this, you got a laser and optics here. You can get rid of some of that and get rid of the rocket, and it's just kind of silly. It's like this whole thing should have been cut in half the length, because you got the drum magazine, and then so the drum is feeding through this long barrel, but then you've got another carbine size magazine feeding through that barrel. It doesn't, I mean, logically it doesn't make sense. You can't have logic gaps like that. And what I'm saying was, when that looks like 30-06 or 308, and that is much shorter, it's supposed to be 7.62 or 5.56 or something like that. These don't go in this box. The length is wrong. That's a great cover. Just this chick. You nailed it. You got everything going on. You made her face a little too full here. And I know criticizing artists is very, very tricky. And I don't want to see Mike Spurg out. But, dude, I saw this months ago when you were doing this. And I thought, I don't want to say anything. But, man, you made her face too full. She is a beautiful girl in real life. And she is a slight bit kind of soft and Rubenesque. I mean, slightly. She still looks hot in a two-piece, but she's got like just a little bit fuller face. Like, you know, if she did low carbs for 3 months, she'd be in show condition. But when you draw them, I mean, you can make people look any way you want, and you just, like, you did this this line right here, it shows the fullness of the face, and then it's like, oh no, baby, what is you doing? So I would have changed that. But anyway, it's too late for this. The thing is, I mean, I'm nitpicking tiny stuff. This looks great. It looks like it's going to be a success, especially if you get some reboosting. But it's also a good opportunity for, you know, all the guys who are fighting, like EVS and Malin, all this kind of stuff. And I realize EVS is kind of the center of the Venn diagram of this autistic or developmentally disabled bundles of stickery that is a bunch of 40 and 50-year-old guys who are fighting over just the most petty bovine excretion I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'm going on. Like, comment, subscribe, guys, and check out MAGA7. If you just go to MAGA7.com, it'll lead you to the Indiegogo. And I will see you guys all next episode.